Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth to rule well. I want to say Shalom to Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, and there's no music right now for the time being. All right, I might edit it in post. But there's right now, can't be out in my usual area, all right, where I'm doing my stuff because there's a repair guy here making all sorts of crazy-ass noise. More than likely not going to even fix what he came to fix anyway because they never fucking do. But anyway, that's besides the point. We're dealing with covetousness, money, and material items, all right? And this is a milk lesson. So a milk lesson means what? It means that, this is the stuff you start with. All right, this is the stuff you start with when you first wake up. This is for you new brothers and sisters in the truth. This is a learning experience for you. Lord willing, you'll be edified. All right, as well as it's a refresher for you brothers and sisters that have been in this faith for a while. Okay, now unfortunately I am a little behind and strapped on time today. It might have to end up being a two-part. I might have to finish it, on the go or however it may be. All right, so part of this, it might be edited all strange. It might be part tablet, part phone, but however it is, we're gonna make sure that it comes together. All right, and bear with me just 1 minute. I'll just be right back. I can hear my phone going off in the lobby. Bear with me. Thank you for that. That's that alarm telling me, hey man, you got to get going soon. But hey, we're gonna get a lesson. Today's been a fucking nightmare. I've started this lesson up several times now, but hey, just Satan messing around. So we're gonna get it regardless. All right. So we're gonna start off right off the bat with Matthew 6:19 through 21, and that reads. We weren't. Wouldn't have scrolled down on us. This is Matthew 6. Make sure it's lined up. 6:19. It says, "Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Okay, so this is, what is this speaking of? Okay, again, the title of the lesson being milk, covetousness, money, and material items. Okay, this would be, material items. Okay, and one of the things you got to learn is that material items really ain't worth shit. Okay, they're really not worth anything. Okay, they're temporary, and there's something to pass time with. All right, and that's a we use that term. I believe it was yesterday in the lesson. All right, passing time. All right. America's favorite pastime, basketball, America's favorite pastime. Well, if you look at that word, pastime, all right, well, that's spelt, past time, but really the word goes back to pastime, all right? So it's something that you do to what? Pass time, all right? So we might have things here that, are hobbies and our pastimes, right? But those aren't the grand scale things. That's not what we're waiting for. That's not a reward. That's not anything really important at the end of the day. Those are pastimes. Those are something we do to pass the time. And I always like to explain this when I'm getting on the topic of, material items and money and covetousness, that there's a line, okay? Now, this doesn't mean you have to sell all your possessions and just, sit in a box and hum and twiddle your thumbs. All right, we got to explain that because sometimes Jake likes to go overboard. All right, they hear, oh, you can't, lay up not for your treasures, and they think, well, I got to get rid of everything? No. All right, unless it's something inherently wicked. I mean, if you have a bunch of bongs that you're collecting, yeah, I'd get rid of those. You're not going to be using them, all right, or at least you shouldn't be, okay? This is my pipe collection, brother. No, none of that, all right? None of that. The bongs, the pipes, all right, they got to go, all right? There's no reason you can't be smoking anyway, so, and we've touched on that before, but, maybe I'll go into that as well, all right? You shouldn't be smoking. That's another one that could be milk, all right? Because that's a lot of people coming to the truth and they got that smoking demon on them, whether it's the weed smoking demon or the cigarette smoking demon, the cigarillo smoking demon, the cigar smoking demon, all right? The pipe tobacco smoking demon, all right? The chewing tobacco demon, all right? And a lot of you people have that on you, all right? As I once did myself when you come in the truth, and you got to get rid of that, man. All right, but besides the point, we gotta make sure we bring it out and explain it, especially for you new believers. All right, when you're in that volatile state. All right, you're waking up. All right, you're learning new things. All right, you don't want to have the wrong information pushed to you or be confused. All right, so this doesn't mean you have to sell all your possessions and buy a garment and sit on the ground and hum. All right, and just twiddle your thumbs all day. No, you can still have items. A lot of us, the brothers have, PlayStation 4s, and some might even have PlayStation 5s, PlayStation 3s, whatever. All the video game systems. I have most of my stuff. The games I play are on PC. But I have a old PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PlayStation 2 laying around that I mess around with sometimes. All right, you're allowed to have those things. Okay, DS, all that stuff. You're allowed to have those things. All right, but realize that those aren't going to really do anything for you. Okay, and that's not our ultimate goal. Is not setting up for ourselves treasures. Our ultimate goal is not, I want every PlayStation 3 game ever. All right, I want to collect every Nintendo 64 game. No, none of that. Okay, now if you can, how do I say this? You got to understand, you got to realize there's nothing inherently wrong with a collection. All right, especially you brothers that game. A lot of us have a collection of games you acquire over an amount of time. All right, you've been playing games for 30 years, and you never, sometimes you sell them, but if you collect you kept the vast majority, you're gonna have quite a few games. All right, but you also got to realize you're not going to be able to take those with you. All right, those things can deteriorate. Those things can break. Someone can come through and steal those things. All right, they're not real treasures. All right, now one of the things I want to do real quick, it just came to me, is I want to actually look up the word treasure, and I want to see what it actually even means. Okay, what does treasure mean? And let me grab a drink while it's already up. But here, let me play the sound.
Treasure.
All right. Treasure.
Treasure.
It says. Let me make sure my thing's not. Okay, so it can't be moved. Good. Let me bear with me. Lay it flat. Okay. So treasure. It says keep carefully. I guess we'll get both. Well, yeah, really. It's the verb that more fits accurately to what we're looking at. But treasure. It says a quantity of precious metals, gems, or other valuable goods, or objects, Slakia. A quality, Slakia, I keep on saying the wrong word. A quantity, my brain and mouth could cooperate and act in unison. A quantity of precious metals, gems, and other valuable objects. Okay, similar would be riches, valuables, jewels, gems, gold, silver, precious metals, money, cash, wealth, fortune, treasure trove, right? And then that kind of fits, but really what we're looking for is the verb, all right, which means, what does it mean? This is the one that we're speaking of. To keep carefully a valued or valued item, to cherish, hold dear, place great value on, now we're getting closer. Prize, it's your prize, value extremely highly, all right, that's your prize, that's not a prize, and none of the things that we can buy on earth are a prize, okay? Another one would be, look at these, going down, Salakia, is, to be devoted to. What does that mean? It won't let me click it. Idolize, all right? Admire, revere, or love greatly or excessively, all right? Worship, all right? And some of you people worship possession, all right? That's what some of you people do. You don't worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You worship possessions. Okay, you worship your car, your BMW, your brand new Tesla. All right, you back in the '90s, you worshipped your Jinko jeans, right, and your stupid little shirts that were way too bright. All right, I wasn't around, but I know what they're called. What were those fucking things called? Those thermal shirts. All right, you place your hand on it, change colors, color changing shirts. And same thing, different year, right? Back then, the Jinko jeans, my color changing shirt. Jinko jeans more of the 90s, but the color changing shirts were still much in effect in the 90s. Okay, all those the fat ass skate shoes. Your 75 XL fucking sweater that you're wearing. All right, you're crazy Jake with all sorts of crazy hair, looking like ramen noodle up in your head. Okay, just looking ridiculous. Dyed blonde, of course. All right. And the Edomites, or the people that had like Edomite-like hair, all right, not Jake hair, they were frosted tips, all right, and no one to look cool, Really, that goes back to covetousness in a way too, because you're coveting these items. All right, you're wanting these. You care more for these items than you do about your salvation. All right, and that's where our treasure is. Our treasure is in salvation. Okay, that's our true treasure. A treasure isn't something just like, this is something small. Treasure is something very big and very important. All right, as it says, it's prize. Treasure would be prized, value greatly, right? To love dearly, okay? To idolize and to worship. We don't, we idolize and worship Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which pertains to salvation, because Yahushua is the one who's going to let us receive salvation if we happen to be of the elect, and Lord willing we are. All right, think very highly of, preserve, keep safe, and you gotta read through the lines with some of these things. All right, because some of these things you're like, well, what do you mean? I want to keep my PlayStation 3 safe. Well, that's not what we're talking about. All right, again, I want to make it ever so plain, ever so clear. Your PlayStation 5, your PC gaming computer, all right, your whatever you have, whatever it is. You women, I don't know what y'all are into. I don't know, art or something. I'm not sure. Okay, I know guys, be having games and maybe movies and stuff. Girls, I don't know what y'all really like. I don't know, maybe like nail products, and shit. What else? I can't really think of too much. Many other things. I don't know, your bath bomb collection or something. Who knows? Whatever it is. You might like those things a lot. Clothes, women. It's clothes with women. All right. You might like these things. All right, but you can't let that consume you. You can't let that be, your true treasure. All right, you might like clothes. Everybody likes clothes. All right, and Jake kind of does the same. And, Jake men do the same thing with clothes. All right, with the shoes, it's ridiculous and feminine. But you gotta. In the world, it's, what do they say? Don't go overboard. All right, don't go overboard. Okay. So it's simple. Like we'll read it again. Matthew 6:19 down through 21. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. So you got to realize you might have these things, and they might be fun. They might be nice, and you're allowed to have them as long as it doesn't become to a covetousness point. All right, and this might be a several series lesson that we might have to get in and touch on certain things, because if I have scriptures that come to mind, I'm going to want to grab them. Okay, and that's going to extend the lesson. We don't really have time today, but we'll get them, and then we'll just, chop it in multiple parts. Okay, so, and if I actually get a lunch break today, we'll see, because I haven't been lately, but we'll see. All right, with being busy and all. So, you got to realize all those things that you have, moth, rust, all right, those things can come in, and, you've had nice cars become rusted, not good anymore. All right, once a nice car, now it's completely rushed through. All right, you ever have something, everybody's been stolen from once. All right, you ever have something nice and then it just disappears one day? All right, and your best friend was over, right? Could have been him. It was his ass. It was his stealing, lying, thieving ass. All right, you just didn't have it. You just didn't have it in you to say it had to be him. And it was him. All right, and then years later, you're at his house, you find the item, you say, what the fuck is that? And and then it's, I forgot. Something. However it goes. I've had stolen items from me make their way on back. All right, so it's very interesting. All right, very interesting. I think So I think that was one of that. He already had the same item, and just a little bit too big of a coincidence for that. But still, Matthew 6 and where are we now? 20 says, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Now, no thief can come and steal the truth from you. All right, they can't steal the truth from you. Okay, that's not how it works. All right, a moth can't come and eat up the truth. All right, you can't. The truth don't rust. All right, so if you're laying up for yourself treasure in heaven, what is that? That's knowledge. All right, studying. Okay, the scriptural knowledge. All right, that nothing can take that from you, but Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, the thief can't go. Check that out. I just got your knowledge of Deuteronomy. Ha ha. That ain't how it works. Okay, that's not how it works. Okay, you keep that knowledge, right? Unless the Lord decides to take that from you, right? It's not like hell, I don't know, a pair of Jordans or something. Got them, ha ha, and they're running off with your Jordans. All right, because you got finessed. All right, that's not how it works. All right, in this truth. You can't run off with someone else's understanding, all right, unless they bestow that knowledge unto you, all right, and that's all through Yahweh Shem Shai, okay? So they can, double their knowledge, and they can be like, here's this knowledge I have, and you can have it now too. All right, but you can't take someone and strip them of their knowledge. Only the Lord can do that. Okay, you understand? So those are things that profit you. All right, PlayStation 3s, PlayStation 5s, PlayStation 8s, Xbox 34s. None of those fucking things are gonna profit you any. All right, they're just pastimes. They're things to pass time. And what do we pass time for? We're passing time until what? Yahweh Shai comes back. We're passing time until the Mark of the Beast is implemented. We're passing time until World War III kicks off, right? These are the things we're passing time for. So our pastimes aren't important, all right? We might like them. We might go on them. All right, every day you might get off work, of course, after you've done your lessons, all that stuff, you might play a little bit of game, and then, do whatever. You might watch a little bit of TV, all right, snuggle up with your wife, have a little mommy-daddy time, as the street teacher says it, and then, that's it. That's a wrap, all right? But those things are past times, okay? You're only doing them to pass time, all right? No, ain't nobody in here in the right mind would tell you, would you rather watch the new NBA game coming on or be in the truth as well, or be in the kingdom? Everyone's gonna say, I'd rather be in the kingdom now. Take me and just let's go. All right, point me the way. And if you say that, if you say a chariot's waiting for me 45 miles and there ain't no car, I'll march my ass there. Okay, that's how the spirit. That's the spirit you should be in. Okay, no, I'm gonna watch the game for now. No, those things are pastimes. We ain't really important for those. Anything, all right, anything, okay, games, anything. If there came a time, and I'm not gonna say there's a chariot waiting for you, 2 miles down the block. Not saying like that, but I'm saying if there was a situation like that, anybody in their right mind would drop whatever they're doing. Doesn't matter if they have a Jordan collection. Doesn't matter if they have a video game collection, a nail collection, a bath bomb collection, a clothes collection, a car collection. Anybody in the right spirit in this truth would drop what they're doing and say, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm gonna go get that because it's worth more." Okay, but Jake has that that inherent covetousness that I want money. All right, and that material item. So, I spent all my life gathering all these things. No, and that's another thing right there. All right, a lot of you, Jake, you realize when shit starts hitting the fan. Some of those things that might not make it. You're gonna be, I spent my whole life collecting that, or building that up, or that shoe collection, or I can't get that back. Well, you should have known, because in Matthew 6:19 down through 21, those things can go away. Those things aren't permanent, man. All right. In verse 20, it says, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal." That's not going to happen. No. You can't. There's nothing that can be gone. All right. Because the people that are in the right mind, that something might happen to their house, all the video game system, like, God damn. All right. Well, that's whatever. All right. It's gonna be like, shit. Cool. All right. Let's move on. All right. And it would suck. I'm not gonna lie, it would suck. But it's not. If I came home and all my video games were burned up and everything, I'm like, well, God damn it, that sucks. I'd probably be in a little bit of a bad mood. All right, everybody would, right? Your shit just got burned up or stolen or however it would. You'd be like, whatever. But the thing is, you bounce back from it. You're like, fuck, well, whatever. All right, because at the end of the day, it's really not important, right? It's not important, okay? But some Jake, that'll wreck their life. No! Let's crying, snot dripping down their nose, all up on their lips. Freaking out. I'm like, God damn it, man, fuck. And I'd be like, well, this is a hell I got to go through, It would suck. Anybody's going to say, if you got your shit took or burned up or something happened to it, yes, it's going to suck. We're not going to tell you, yes, I lost my stuff. No one's saying that, okay? So, and the reason I'm on this for so long is I'm just trying to push the point to Jake, all right? It's not bad to have nice things, okay? But when your whole personality and your whole life comes to just, covetousness and I want, I need, I get, I not. And I've been there before. I still struggle with that, okay? I still struggle with that, all right? I'm saying, because I'm speaking from experience, okay? And that's something that when that, you gotta try to break that, man. And I'm saying, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, Okay, I'm gonna say that's something I've struggled with and still sometimes struggle with, and I have to catch myself. All right, so that's just how it is. You got to catch yourself, man. You got to realize That's why it's important to have these scriptures to filter through yourself, man. Because it's like a sieve. All right, but you'll be like, okay, I need to let that shit go, and it'll just fall right through the sieve. All right, and you weigh through. You got to weigh things through the faith. Okay. Now, am I doing what's right? Do I need all these things? And sometimes, hey, for example, I used to be going to thrift stores all the time, man, looking for just shit. Just shit. Nothing in particular, just some shit. All right, I don't do that no more. All right. Now, would I go to a thrift store occasionally? Yeah, sure, but I'm not going like that. I got in a big thing where I was getting back into retro collecting, and I was collecting VHS, and that's all I was thinking about for a while, man. All right. Well, of course, I was still doing my lessons. I was making my lessons, watching my lessons. All right, and of course, it wasn't really necessary. I don't think it was necessarily getting in the way of the truth. It could have been. All right, but it was something was making my spirit fell off. All right, and finally it was brought to my attention through the power of Yahweh Shemiao Shai. All right, just by thinking. All right, in the mind, I said, I'm going too far. I was at work. I was looking at an eBay browsing listing. I think it was for like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS or something like that. All right, because I was collecting the horror ones, right? And I said, you know what, this is ridiculous. And I stopped. I deleted most of the cart. I had like 20 items or something like that in my wish list. I deleted it and I said, okay, I'm going to get 5 more and I'm going to stop. And then I went and I worked out. Well, I asked you how about Shemiao Shai for a sign. And I went to work out and, man, I got ill as hell. All right? Ill as hell. And you're like, whoa, you just got ill as hell. You probably worked out too hard. No, I didn't even work out that hard, man. I went on the bench and instantly I just felt fucked up, bad. And and that's the thing. Sometimes the Lord sends you a sign that only you will know. Okay? And in that time, and in that time when I did that, clicked in my head, I said, okay, that's my sign. Okay? Because everybody has a different way the Lord reaches them, all right? Mine happens to be through my health. I'll end up feeling, I'll ask for a sign or something. Should I do this or shouldn't I do it? Am I going wrong? And then I'll feel ill as hell. All right, and then I'll know, yep, okay, Lord's about to mess me up if I don't change my ways. Okay? So that's everybody might be a little bit different. But I knew in that moment that I was going too far. All right? Now you got to sit back and think. That's my testimony. Is there something like that with you? If you think, here's the thing. If you think you're going too far with something, you might be going too far with something. Okay? And there's a fine line, man. There's a fine line. You gotta, so, you gotta take strides, take steps with it. Okay? And don't become overly covetousness, overly filled with covetousness, right? So let's get Colossians 3 and 2. Let's get it. We were stuck on that one for a little bit of time, but it's imperative that gets across, okay? Is that it's not wrong to have things, but if that's your whole goal in life is those things, that's covetousness, man. That's laying up for treasures, that's laying up for treasures on earth, right? And as Matthew 6 and 21 says, for where your treasure is, your heart will be also. Okay, so your heart won't be on the Lord; it's going to be on whatever that thing is, right? If that's what you're more, if you're more, here's a big one. Here's a sign. If it's getting in the way of the truth, that's a sign it needs to be cut. All right. If it's getting to the point where usually wake up, do your lessons, and watch. If you're a man, of course, you watch your lessons and make your lessons, or make your lessons, watch your lessons. However you go about it. And that video game or whatever it is getting in the way and stopping you from that. All right. And you see yourself, not watching a lesson, but instead playing 2K and dunking on fools. Hey, that's a sign that that's becoming a problem. Okay, and you need to root that problem, or the Lord's going to root it for you, and He ain't going to like how He does it. Okay, so this is Colossians 3 and 2, and it reads, "Set your affection on things above, not on things on earth." Okay, not on things on earth. Set your affection on things above. It's being with Yahweh Shai and scriptural knowledge and learning about this, learning about that. Not on things above. Okay, that's Satan. Not on things of earth. All right, on the earth. Set your affection on things above, not on things on earth. I got tongue tied, as it happens again. All right, just Satan messing with the tongue, as he likes to do, right? So set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. All right, and affection is love. Okay, love. Love is a deep, burning passion for something. Okay, again, it's not wrong to have things, but if it starts getting in the way of the truth, it starts going overboard. You start doing it too much, right? And again, you have to weigh it according to you. I can't look at you and say, well, okay, and sometimes it might be apparent. Okay, sometimes it might be apparent. Sometimes you have, 58 gold necklaces around. Oh, I'm gonna get a new gold necklace tonight. I'm gonna go, like, oh, hey, you have a problem. You need to get some help. Okay, sometimes it might not be so apparent. Okay, so you got to examine yourself. All right, as the scriptures say, there's our first one that we're gonna get. Examine yourselves. This is 2 Corinthians 13:5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates? Okay, so you got to examine yourself. Okay, there's another one. Can't find it at the moment, but maybe it'll come to us later. Maybe it just doesn't need to get brought out the moment. But hey, so we need to examine ourselves. Examine yourself. Is there something you're going off on? I can't tell you. I don't know your name. I'm right, unless you're someone I do know. But if you're watching these lessons, I don't know your name. I don't know your lifestyle. I don't know how you're living. I don't know what's going on at the end of the day. Okay, so you got to examine yourself. I can't do it for you. The other brothers can't do it for you. All right, the elders and apostles, they can't do it for you. All right, they can't. Okay, and then they might be able to examine and see some things, but you'll find some certain things that a brother or elder or apostle might not even know. All right, because it's more of an inside thing. It might be a mindset thing. All right, we can't see into your mind. Okay, we can't see into your mind. We can sense spirit if your spirit's off. All right, but you got to examine yourself. It's very important to examine yourself. Okay, through praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, looking upon your faults, seeing where you can improve. Is there something? Everybody has faults. Everybody has a weakness. Okay, everybody has a weakness or a snare that they're more likely to fall into. All right, some people might be self-loathing. All right, it might have that self-loathing demon. You're not careful, you can fall back into that. Some people might have covetousness. Some people might have, this or that. And you got, those things can be snares. And our job is to examine ourselves and see, hey, how do I get away from this snare? All right, what can I do? You've got to realize Yahweh Shem Yahushai will help you through anything, right? If you're having an issue, pray and he'll help you through it. Okay, smoking, he'll help you. Right, covetousness, he'll help you. All right, anything. All right, he's going to help you through those things, but you have to have faith. You have to trust in him. All right, and you have to examine yourself to know your faults, man. And you have to be able to point out those flaws. You can't. Well, I'm fine. I'm perfect. I'm super Hebrew. No, you have to examine yourself. Look, I could be better than this. I'm going off here. All right, this, that, or the other. All right, no one's perfect. All right, no one's perfect. Everybody has something that they can improve on. Everybody has their own, kryptonite. All right, and hey, through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that kryptonite, ain't as powerful as it once was. All right, but some people might, it's a very, very fine line. Some people might have an ongoing struggle that they go through. All right, and they got to continue to stay strong through the faith and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai so they don't fall back into that. All right, covetousness or this or that, right? So let's get 1 Timothy 6 and 7. Down through 10. Okay, now we're going to probably leave it off after this scripture. All right, and we'll have, that'll be 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So roughly right in half, all right, is where we'll leave off. And Lord willing, we'll finish it today. If not today, we'll finish it tomorrow, Lord willing. All right, whenever we can. All right, Lord willing. So 1 Timothy 6 and 7 reads, For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Okay, so that those Xboxes, everything else. All right, bath bombs, clothes, jewelry. All right, however it is, we can't bring any of those things out. You came in this world with nothing, and you're leaving without those things. Okay, we are leaving with it. We're not. What do you think? When Yahushua comes back, you can be running out of your house with jewelry and Xbox games and shit dripping out your hands and falling. You have a big old box. Wait, Lord, wait! A big old fucking one of those big ass gray totes. All right, those bins. Everybody got one of those big gray ass plastic bins. All right, or the big long blue bin. It's fucking huge. It's wide as shit. Everybody got one of those, man. All right, wait, Lord. Carrying clothes falling out of your hand, jewelry dripping all over the ground. You're carrying, dragging this fucking tote across the asphalt. Wait, I gotta get my stuff. No, you're not bringing none of that with you, okay? Verse 7, for we brought nothing into this world, and it's certain we can carry nothing out. That's why these other things aren't important. The Xbox, PlayStation 3, the video games, the jewelry, the this, the that, the clothes. It's nice now, and you can have those things now, but those aren't treasures. They're not of importance because we're not taking them with us. They're not going to save us. All they are is just a little bit of something to pass the time with. They're not important, man. All right? They're not important, okay? And they can become a distraction very, very easily, okay? So you got to be careful. It says, verse 8, and having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. Are you eating? Or do you have clothes? Hey, you should be content enough just with that. All right? You should be happy that you have that. Verse 9 says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. We're going to get that in 1 minute. For the love of money, well, money's the root of all evil. No, it's not. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Money's not the root of all evil. The love of the money is the root of all evil. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted, is that word coveted, which means covetousness, while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. We're going to take a pause right there. Go back up to verse 9 and 10. So, the rich people, the people with lots of goods and lots of wealth and lots of goods and well, I already said lots of goods, but items and this and that and cars and all these things, these people are going to fall into temptation. These snares are going to get them. All right, the main snare being that mark of the beast. You're going to have all these different things, and you say, oh, well, guess what? You want to continue to have those things. You want to have gas to be able to continue to drive those cars that you do every Sunday. You want to, continue to be able to buy video games for those things. You want to be able to continue to do this or to do that. Well, hey, you got to get this chip, man. You got to get it, and that'll continue. You can buy and continue to collect and get this and set up for your treasures on earth. You just have to get this little chip. That's all you got to do. All right, and many rich people are going to fall into that, or not even just rich people, but people that are in love with money. Okay, as it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, and taking that chip that's a sin. All right, against the Lord, that is an evil thing to do. So that's going to be, and that's evil, right? So that's one of the root. It's like it says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Because you loved money, you went and got that chip. All right, because you wanted to go and continue to buy stuff. You still wanted to go through Walmart and Best Buy. You still wanted to walk through Home Goods and Ross, and you still wanted to go to Hobby Lobby, and you wanted to go to the gas station, buy Marlboros and Newports and Cools and Camels and Swisher Sweets and White Owls and all that shit. All right, we know all about all that shit. Okay. You want to continue to do that, so, you went and got that chip, and now you fucked up, because now the Lord doesn't want you, because you basically just put a big old, you just basically writ a whole big sign, and held it up to the sky that says, don't save me, all right? And so Chariot's going to come back, Lord's going to be coming back, and he's going to see this big sign that says, don't save me, all right? That's what it's going to say. That's spiritually what you're doing, all right? And we're not going to touch too much on why that is, because, we call it we're not going to even get on that because I don't want to confuse you, all right? But maybe we'll get on the whole, thing about the all right? Because it's spirit. We'll touch on it a little bit. We're not going to fully explain it, but really getting that mark, all right, the mark of the beast, which is the RFID hip, all right, chip, all right, is essentially a digital version of an all right? And all used to be used, with a Hebrew slave when they'd have, their master, if they love their wife. See, when they're done with their captivity, when they would leave, they'd go out because they came in without a wife, and they'd leave without a wife. But if they came in with a wife, if they came in and the master gave them a wife and they married that wife, when he leaves, he can't take that woman with him. Unless, if he wants to stay with that woman, the master would bore his hole through with an awl, and then he would say, I love my master, and he'd be able to stay. So that's spiritually what the RFID, we'll just say it, C-hip is basically a digital awl saying, I love my master. In this case, who gave you the, who put it in your arm? Daddy Esau, all right? So that means you love Esau. So that's a big old sign when Yahushua comes back, you're holding a sign that says, I love Esau, don't save me, right? That's essentially what you're holding up, all right? And it's a spiritual mark, all right? Not a spiritual mark. It's like a spiritual sign, all right? Not a mark. All right, because the election's a spiritual mark, but it's a sign in your spirit as well for you. All right, that you don't want to yours is actually a physical mark. Okay, so I don't want to get you confused. So yours is a physical mark. You got that chip, right? So it's a physical mark. All right, but your spirit also has been tainted. All right, because of it. Okay, your spirit has been tainted because of it. Okay, but that is a physical mark. Don't get that confused. It's a physical mark. Election's a spiritual mark. Okay, but you have a mark still, all right, on you, all right, when you take that chip, okay, and that's a physical mark, but your spirit's also off as well, all right, you're just completely through, your spirit, physical, everything's off, all right, so let's continue on, all right, before we start confusing people. I don't want to get confusing up in here. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of Yahweh, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. Okay, so that's that the eternal life. That's a treasure, eternal life, right there, right? And fight the good fight of faith. That's where our treasure should be, is eternal life. Being with Yahushua, being in the chariots, making that of here, salvation, right? All the how things are going to be in the kingdom. All right, nothing in Babylon is worth keeping. All right, I can assure you, nothing in Babylon is worth keeping. Not rocks, not stones, not gold, none of those things. All right, none of those things. All right, we're gonna get our gold back, but the gold that we have now, I have a pound of gold bullion. So. What's that going to do for you, man? It's not going to do anything for you. All right? What are you going to buy? You're going to buy... Lord, wait! I have 100 pounds of gold bullion. Okay? And you're still not going to be saved if you're not of the elect. Doesn't matter if you have gold bullion. What are you going to do? You can't buy your way into salvation. You can't, give PlayStation 3 games to the Lord. All right? Or close the Lord. No, wait, Lord, I know you don't... I know... please make a second thought. Okay? I got these brand new Jordans. They just... What are you doing? Come back, please. No, that's not how it's going to work, okay? That's not how it's going to work. You're not going to buy your way into the kingdom, all right? Your Jordans, your clothes, your money, your video games, none of those things are going to buy you into the kingdom. So they're worthless. They're trash. They're garbage, essentially, all right? So, but works, not works, because you can't buy your way into the kingdom through works, but works, all right, will benefit you. All right, because works, you're going to be doing the right thing. All right, if you're doing the right thing, you're not going to be put to death. All right, and the elect are going to be doing the right thing. All right, spiritually. Okay, but at the end of the day, even the works, so if I keep every commandment, I'll for sure get in the kingdom. No, why do we do it? We just did a lesson about it the other day. Go and watch it. Okay, so it's very important that you understand that all these things that you have aren't going to get you into the kingdom. They're not going to save you. They're not going to do anything for you. So they're really not important at the end of the day. Okay? And really, they're a snare. Okay? And they can be a stumbling block to you because, if you're set up on those items and those things, you're going to end up getting the chip, man. You're going to end up getting the mark of the beast. And then it's game over for you. All right? You're definitely not of the elect if you take that. All right? Because that, like I said, that's a sign that basically the Lord says, don't save me. All right? It's a big mark over your head. All right, and it's, a sign over your head. The mark's in your wrist or your arm or your hand or wherever they put it. But it's a big sign to the Lord. He's going to know who got it and who didn't. All right, and you're like, oh, that's one of my elect. Let me gather them up. They got the mark, pass them by, so that's how it's going to be. Zapping towns down. All right, there's going to be, 5 people that got the mark. There's going to be, one of the elect running through there, pull up the elect member and, zap down everybody else. All right? So, don't let that, because that's the thing, the love of money is the root of all evil, all right? And that's the thing about covetousness, money and material items, as the title is called, is that they will lead you into other snares. And that big snare, man, about that money is that mark of the beast. And they're gonna try to get you with that, all right? And if you have that love, that greed for gain, that money, that covetousness on it, you're gonna get it, because you won't be able to buy or sell without it. You're going to have to get it if you love that lifestyle. If you love that lavish lifestyle of buying things and getting this and going there and going that. And even if no matter how big nor small, all right? If for example, like, I like going and getting coffee. Me and my wife like getting coffee or something like that. But at the end of the day, when it gets to the point where, you got to get the, nope, no thanks, I'm good. I'll just brew it at home. Can't brew it at home? Guess I ain't having it then. All right, that's how it goes, okay? But some people, I have to have it. Your Becky's, I have to have it. Well, get this mark. Fine. We'll even give you a year free Starbucks. Oh, even better. And because of that, incessant need for items and that greed for gain, that lust for money, that covetousness, and those material items, and that just that greed, all right, and that covetousness, it's gonna lead to you getting that mark, man. And then hey, it's game over from there. So that's gonna end out with part 1. All right, a little rambling. It's harder for me to do some of these milk lessons because you want to explain other things, right? But you have to keep it as simple as possible because, for the new brothers in the truth, new sisters in the truth, right? We don't want to confuse you. If you have any questions, of course, on any of these milk lessons, feel free to ask them in the comments. All right, I'll get back to them to the best of my ability, right? If I can't answer me specifically, I can go and ask one of the apostles or the elders or brothers of Great Millstone, right? More notably the apostles, the elders, right? Usually ask them for the information. Not that I'm in Great Millstone, but I do, follow after their apostles. All right, I learn from them. All right, so they'd be the ones that I would ask. Okay, so of course, if you have any questions, all right, leave it on the comment board, and I'll try to get to it the best I can. Okay, or ask someone if it's a topic that's above my head. All right, of course, pertaining onto the lesson, right? Or if you have something else that doesn't necessarily pertain to the lesson, you can ask it as well, things you want to be edified, or if you have questions about certain chapters or whatever, all right, whatever you need, all right, just leave it in the comments, all right, Lord willing, I'll see it, and, if I see fit, the Spirit's on me, I'll get to it, all right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwedash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, shalom.